Hello and welcome everybody to 1984. Just roll back your memory and remember what it was like in 1984. Michael Jackson, the king of pop, right? Thriller was still on top of the world. And then Madonna comes out with Like a Virgin. As a child, my parents were like, don't look at that lady in the wedding dress on the cake wearing the boy toy belt. It's like, what? I'm not, it piques your interest, right? You're like, who's Madonna? Reservoir Dogs. That conversation. I know I've mentioned it before, but I love that conversation about that song, Like a Virgin. And Lamborghini Countach is still like the poster child of the automotive industry on all the car magazines. You're like, what is that car? Cannonball Run? Cannonball Run 2? What is this? With all of that going on, the Hogan brand is scratching their head. It's like, man, what do we have that looks like that? And so they looked back through their catalog and they're like, we should remake our Sabre Precision iron because that was a beautiful club. And they did it in 1984. Thank you, Hogan brand. I don't care if you're owned by Callaway. This has got to be the greatest treasure ever given to the world by a golf manufacturer ever. For irons at least. We'll talk about the treasures for Persimmons here in the upcoming weeks. But this belongs in the 80s. Let's get this on the review table so you can have a closer look. Big picture, this looks very much like some of the original Ben Hogan Sabres. The Sabre Precision iron. So it says precision on them. Do you remember those? With this beautiful drop toe muscle. Man, it's just beautiful. So looking at this, you see the big color here. You see the blue and red banners on the muscle. And then above the muscle, towards the top line, we have Ben Hogan in script. And then by the toe, it says personal, just stamped with this serif. Okay? And serif font. And then right here on the heel side of the muscle, there's a 1984. It looks like it's laser etched into here. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. But there is, I'm going to try to give you the best opportunity. I'm just going to give you a ton of angles. Maybe I can still frame one or take a picture or something to show you that there is a 1984 stamped. You're etched into here somehow. And that sets it apart. I mean, it's just absolutely stunning. If we move to the sole, you can see again this serif font right here, Hogan 8. So we have iron number and Hogan written down the sole in this vertical text alignment. So showing you the heel profile, it doesn't look like there might be the slightest amount of offset there. Again, this is an 8 iron. And toe profile, you can see that lovely drop toe muscle. Look at that face. That's what you want to see on the golf course. No nonsense, nothing to distract you. Just how far are you hitting this? Let's get that shot on the green, as close as we can to the hole. Spinning around the hosel, you can see it is pinned. It has this lovely, I don't know what to call this, knurling. It's really fancy. It's not just like straight lines. There's actually like kind of this like Nike swoosh style pattern right here, or tooth pattern. I'm not sure how I would describe that. Maybe tooth is a better term. Anyway, we move up to this ferrule with this gray, white, red ring pattern. We move up to the stepped apex shaft. So Hogan, this is a 4, which is, I forget my numbers here because McGregor and Hogan I think are opposite. AMF apex shaft, and then we have this leather wrap grip. Do you remember when they actually used to make leather wrap grips? Now everything is like Tor wrap, rubberized style. What does it say right here? Exclusive Hogan design, because you need to have a Hogan designer to make a leather wrap grip. All right, so it looks stunning. It feels stunning. It's a throwback to some classics, but how does it feel on the range? Ben Hogan Personal. It's personal. This is absolutely one of the best looking blades I've ever seen in my life. I mean, Ben Hogan makes some good stuff, but oh brother, this is next level. Oh wow. Absolutely stunning blade right here. Yeah, looking down at this is exactly what I can't explain. This is so pretty. I'm even down at address. The little
there's just a little red on the ferrule, just that little hint, and then this big red band that reminds me of all the Ben Hogans. There's something just, Ben Hogan has more than just like engineering prowess. It has this like passion about it, like the beating heart of golf. So that said, let's see what kind of damage we can do. I'm just looking for some flat ground here. Okay, this feels pretty good. Let's try this and see what comes out. Tiny bit pulley. It felt a little toey as well. Again, good distance, everything. Good feedback from the club. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So I'm going to do the same thing, just look for a little better strike. Not going to try to change anything dramatically or... What are we hitting here? 8 iron? All right, here we go. That one felt a little heely. I overcompensated. That was a little short. Oh, brother, it looks so good, though. And I like the feedback, too. Exactly what you expect from a blade. Okay, one more normal one, then I'm going to just try to start fading and drawing. Oh, brother. That one was sweet. That one felt good. All right, so let's see what we can do here. Blades are workable, right? An amateur like me. Can I work it? Okay, here we go. We're shooting for a little draw here. Lovely draw on that one. Easy to do. Okay, how hard could it be to fade it? Let's see. This is my Achilles heel right here. It always cracks me up when I totally duff one when I'm trying to fade one. Okay, come down on it, fade it. All right, I can do this. Is that a fade or a push? That was pretty weak sauce. I did come down on it pretty hard. Okay, my microphone wire here is all over the place. All right, let's try that one more time. All I'm trying to do is just come out to in on this. And failed again. You might call that the slightest fade. Either way, and it was short too, which means I did open my face a little bit, just didn't get the contact I wanted. So yeah, I mean, I could hit this all day. It's just a lovely, gorgeous, beautiful blade here. It gives tons of feedback. And tons of power. I mean, that... Ben Hogan personal. Absolutely. This is my favorite iron ever made.
These feel amazing on the range. These feel amazing to hit. Through the whole iron set. When you connect, oh my goodness, the reward. It sends pleasurable feelings up your arm. And look at them. They age well too. I mean, this one is in great condition, but they age well. Like you see them like used and like, you know, their faces are worn. You're just like, oh man, that still looks like a really good iron. You know, this and the McGregor 25th anniversary, for example, are some blades that age very well. But this to me is the most desirable iron ever made. My opinion. Write yours in the comments below if you disagree. You get people who are like, oh, but I want the engineering, you know, grab a modern club. I have some clubs over here. This isn't modern. This is a Ping I2. But yeah, and so, but this is the same, I'll just use this as an example. It's the same concept. They're like, well, why would you hit a blade? When you can improve your game by using perimeter weighting. Like this, the Ping I2. I'd rather have Ping I2 because I can look better on the golf course because I shoot a lower score. Ooga booga. I quickly turned into like childish Yondu, right? When he's talking gibberish, it's like, oh, look at me, I'm better engineered than you. It's like, but sir, I cannot, sirs, I'd like to point out, right? That's exactly how I feel. I'm like, it's like I'm impersonating Yondu every time anybody challenges this opinion. Look at it. Have you hit these blades? They're so amazing. All right, settle down. Kids, if you're watching, don't watch. Don't let your kids watch this. They'll want a set of these. It's the caffeine talking, okay? But seriously, this is amazing. And I just can't think of anything that tops it right now. If there is something, I've hit Miuras, I've hit Mizunos, I've hit Titleists, you know. Thank you, Hogan Company. AMF is that who owned the Hogan brand at this time, for making this recreation of the, you know, manufacturing problem riddled sabers. But this, absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal. And on that lovely, eloquent note, I'd like to thank my patrons. This video is brought to you by the kind-hearted people on Patreon who support a small-time YouTuber named The Vintage Golfer. Thank you to my patrons. Another way you can support this channel anonymously is by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want. I am The Vintage Golfer.